Good morning, everybody. This is Sidney Winston on July the 7th, 2020. I'm here with Israel News, and the news comes from Debka, just so we're all on the same boat. So, news today for July the 20th, July the 10th, 2020 goes as follows. Quote, I was responsible for opening the economy too early, and I take responsibility for fixing this error, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said when he presented a recovery package Thursday night, July the 9th, along with Finance Minister Israel Katz. Netanyahu called the program a long-term safety net for the coming year for the jobless, the self-employed, and the businesses who are victims of coronavirus, on the assumption that the virus would still be around next year. Infections, which have been soaring since mid-June, show no signs of abating. Unemployment benefits granted to people who lost their jobs were extended until June 2021 under the program. Grants of up to $500,000, approximately $1 million, would be awarded to the self-employed and business depending on their losses, while the owners themselves would receive a wage of Israeli shekels 17,500, which is approximately $4,000 every 2 months. Since the Prime Minister insisted, above all, for the payments to be deposited in the applicants' accounts immediately, and the Finance Ministry's taxation authority said it could not get its act together before August, it was decided to remit 7,500 Israeli shekels into the bank accounts of business owners as soon as next week in the interim. An extensive new vocational retraining program would be set up to adapt the workforce to an economy that has to coexist with a pandemic. The intention is to maintain a balance between public health and economic stability. Israel Katz promised the 50 billion Israeli shekels earmarked for the recovery pact would be laid out generously. For instance, a business with a turnover of 1 million Israeli shekels, which suffered a 40% loss, would receive a regular $500,000 in compensation. Unemployment benefits would be paid in full. The program was meant to end the makeshift method of piecemeal handouts to the sectors who complained the loudest, he said. These promises were made as social activist groups were preparing to take to the streets on Saturday night to launch a major protest campaign against the government. This has been Israel News by Debka for the 10th of July, 2020.